All right, y'all, what's up? We back with another video. Like, subscribe, and comment, man. You guys already know what to do. Today is their holiday. They call it Christmas, something that I haven't celebrated anymore in the past about 3 years. I haven't celebrated Christmas. I have came to my Christ consciousness, and the illusion has been slipped from out of my realm, my electromagnetic field. My brain does not accept it anymore. So now all I have to do is continue to expose the dark truths of it, and most importantly, try to help people to get out of the illusion as well. Now, before we start this video, 40 biggest Christmas myths that are totally wrong, but everyone believes. This video is going to expose a couple things. But before I want to jump in this video, I just want to say, personally, I feel bad for those that are still under this illusion, especially those that believe in Christ so much and go to church and they don't even know what's going on. They're under a whole spell. One had to go through it all to be able to learn it all, right? And be able to see right through the veil. But there's one Bible verse I want you Christians that watch my show go ahead and understand. And this right here in the holidays are of the world. And if you such are a believer of Christ and that you so heartily believe that Jesus was born on Christmas, there's one thing that I just want to read to you guys. John 17:14-16. I have given them thy world, and the world have hated them, because they are not of the world. Even as I am not of the world, I pray not thou that should have taken them out of the world, but thou that have should keep them from evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. So there you have it. That Bible verse right there explains a lot. Being of the world is celebrating Christmas, celebrating Halloween, celebrating Easter, celebrating everything that they tell you should do. That is being of the world. And the individuals that are like me, there's millions others like me, star seeds and motherfuckers that don't believe in these things anymore, that have woken up from the illusion. This is what Christ is talking about. We are in the world, but we are not of the world. So what we have to do is we have to unravel and pull the blinds up of those that are still of the world. Most people believe in Jesus in the church so bad, but they don't read the Bible verses that are most important. Read one more before I jump into this one about the Christmas tree. This is what it says right here. Jeremiah 10:2-4. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed of the signs of the heaven. For the heathens are dismayed at them, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of a workman. With the axe they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten with nails and hammers. That is, move not. Let us move not. All right, let's jump into this video, man. Buckle up.
Celebrating Christmas your whole life and still getting half of it wrong. From traditions that were invented by marketers to biblical scenes that never actually happened. This holiday is built on myths everybody repeats with absolute confidence. So today, we're ripping the wrapping paper off 40 of the biggest Christmas myths you've been living with. 1. Coca-Cola invented the red Santa suit.
I said it. I knew it.
Persistent anti-corporate myths out there. That Santa only wears red because a soda company wanted to match their brand branding in the 1930s.
Yep.
While Coke's ads definitely standardized the specific jolly fat man look, they didn't invent the wardrobe. Civil War era cartoonist Thomas Nast was drawing Santa in red coats decades before Coke ever hired an illustrator. In fact, early versions of Saint Nick appeared in blue, green, and tan. But red was already becoming the dominant choice on postcards long before the first soda ad appeared.
Crazy.
Coke just spent millions to make sure you never forgot that specific shade of red, effectively trademarking a color they didn't actually create. 2.
So they do.
Jesus
they
was
love
born
to
on
take
December
things they don't
25th.
ever actually create.
If you showed up to Jesus' birthday party on December 25th, you would likely be the only one there. The Bible offers absolutely no date for the birth, but the clues we do have, like shepherds sleeping in fields, suggest a spring delivery. The December date was basically a corporate takeover by the church to hijack the Roman festival of Saturnalia.
Oh my God.
Pagans were already getting drunk, lighting candles, and exchanging
Big
gifts to
ass
celebrate
orgies.
the winter solstice, So church leaders
Child
realized it was
sacrifice.
easier to just slap a Jesus sticker on the existing party than to invent a new one.
That's all they did, y'all. And then they have been able to control. This is how you know. Once you have a whole following, you can say whatever you want. Once you have the whole world in your hand, you can say whatever the fuck you want. They control the media. They control everything, dog. Once you have that, you can have whatever the hell you want. You can tell people. You can tell people Jesus was Asian. Let them start today saying Jesus is Asian. In the next 20 to 30, 40 years, or 50 years, everyone's going to think Jesus was Asian.
It wasn't a holy revelation. It was a strategic PR move to convert rowdy pagans without forcing them to give up their favorite week of debauchery.
Can't make this shit up.
3. Jingle Bells is a Christmas carol.
Slaves.
Before you start caroling, you should know that this song was originally written in 1857 for Thanksgiving. James Lord Pierpont titled it The One-Horse Open Sleigh and intended it to be a rowdy drinking song, not a holiday anthem. The lyrics are literally about drag racing sleighs against other young men and trying to pick up girls in the snow. There is no mention of Santa, Jesus, presents, or vehicles, just speed and crashing into snowbanks. It took decades for the song to slowly drift from a tavern banger about gambling on
slaves had
horses
the jingle
to
bells
the
around there,
sanitized
and
nursery
they would
rhyme
walk
we
the
force
slave
children to
master
sing every December.
Sleigh, yeah.
4. Rudolph the Red-Nosed.
Ooh,
Reindeer is actually a female. We have always assumed Santa's sleigh team was a boys' club, but biology completely destroys this idea. Male reindeer shed their antlers at the beginning of winter, usually by early December, while females keep their antlers until spring to protect their calves in the snow.
Really?
This means that every picture
I didn't know female reindeers. I didn't know female deers grew antlers. I thought that was a male thing.
They are all girls. It turns out that Santa isn't led by a he, but by a team of strong females doing all the heavy lifting. It makes sense. Dragging a sleigh around the world in one night requires the kind of endurance and lack of ego that male deer just don't have in the winter. 5. The Christmas pickle is a German tradition. Many Americans hang a glass pickle ornament on their tree, believing it is an old world custom where the first child to find the pickle gets an extra gift. If you ask an actual German about this, they will look at you like you are insane. This ancient tradition is a total myth, likely invented by sales clerks at Woolworths in the late 19th century. They imported glass ornaments from Germany, noticed the vegetable-shaped ones weren't selling, and made up a heartwarming backstory to clear out the inventory. It is purely a marketing scam that became a beloved family memory, proving that with enough confidence, you can convince people that hanging a fermented cucumber on a pine tree is deep culture.
Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. You can convince everybody.
The 3 wise men. If you look closely at your nativity scene, you're looking at a biblical plot hole. The Bible never actually says there were 3 of them. It only lists 3 gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. For all we know, it could have been a dozen guys chipping in on a group present, or just 2 very wealthy travelers. Furthermore, they didn't show up at the stable on the night Jesus was born. The scripture implies they arrived months or even 2 years later when Jesus was already a toddler living in a house. So, putting the shepherds...
Oh my God, bro. So it's just like, people... Alright, yo, let's just be honest. Those people that are still celebrating this thing and don't sit here and do research when there's thousands and thousands of videos on stuff like this, y'all just like to be controlled. Let's just call it as it is. Y'all like to be on illusion. I just had my dad, he knows what I talk about. He knows, my dad's very deep in astrology. And this is why I'm very confused about my dad. He still wants to be part of the old Western world with holidays and all this and Jesus and this and that. But yeah, he does astrology and he wants to step out to the spiritual world and understand these things. It's confusing me. Like today he sent me Joy to the World with some, Jesus carries this topic here. And I was like, I told him that Nimrod was born on the 25th, along with these videos that we're talking about and seeing that the 25th wasn't where Christ was even born. You know, it's crazy because now at this point in time, you can see who's part of the simulation and who's not. You can see who's part of the simulation and who is not. I'm going to say it one more time. You can see part of who's part of the simulation and who's not. It's sad, bro. It's really sad because people still got this false hope thinking that this is okay. Like my dad is like, it's really sad and it's sickening at the same time. It's like, are they okay? Are they good? Like, are they alright? And this doesn't say that I'm better than them and they're better than me because they still celebrate and I don't celebrate. This just says that I don't subscribe and I do not subscribe to political control. And most importantly, telling me when my Savior, we save ourselves first and foremost. The only judgment that's coming is you judging yourself. All right? Most High created you in free will. So what is the point of creating somebody in free will if you want to sit there and judge them? The only person that's going to judge you is yourself. Because when you judge yourself, you know what you got to do. But let's continue on. I'm dragging it a little bit. But I had to get that off my chest, y'all.
Christmas trees used to hang upside down. We obsess over finding the perfect stand to keep the tree upright. But in the Middle Ages, specifically in parts of Eastern Europe, the tradition was completely inverted. Families would hang fir trees from the ceiling chandeliers or rafters, tip pointing down, often to keep them away from rodents, or simply to save floor space. It was seen as a symbol of the Holy Trinity pointing towards humanity. If you tried this today, your family would think you lost your mind.
That's what I'm saying.
Having a tree standing on the floor is just a modern interior design choice that wastes perfectly good corner space. 8. Santa Claus is 100% Turkish. We picture Saint Nick living in a snowy wonderland at the North Pole.
I just can't, dog. This shit is
reindeer. But the real historical figure, Saint Nicholas of Myra, lived in what is now modern-day Turkey.
Oh my God.
He never saw a reindeer in his life.
Oh
and he
my
definitely
God.
Didn't own a parka.
He
was a Greek bishop of high Mediterranean climate who was famous for giving away wealth and occasionally punching heretics in the face. The whole North Pole concept was invented later because it fit the snowy aesthetic better than a sweaty guy in a robe walking around the ruins of Lycia. We essentially gentrified Santa's location because the Arctic Circle looked better on a greeting card.
Oh man, dog.
You have likely heard angry relatives complain that
bro, this is why people don't watch these videos, because it strips off the goddamn band-aid. They've been doing it for years. My dad been celebrating this holiday for my dad's 65. So subtract, 65 subtract, let's say 10, or no, let's say subtract 5. That's okay, 65. So 60 years my dad been celebrating this holiday. And that's why people are like, no, this is my Christmas. Mine. And they don't want to understand, because now it's real bad. 60 years you've been celebrating this holiday, and now someone is telling you, and my dad should be listening to what I'm saying. I'm his seed. You should be listening to me based off of me waking up and you. I'm my dad's seed. So he should be listening the new things of what I'm trying to show him. But 60 years of celebrating this holiday. I say 60 years because the first 5 years of your life is that mental programming. So, 5 o'clock, at 5, my dad probably started celebrating his first actual Christmas. Probably 4 or 3, but he's not really aware. So 60 years my dad been celebrating this holiday. And he's like, you're not going to tell me that Jesus wasn't born on the 25th. Who are you? But yet we see evidence that Christ wasn't even born on the holiday, on December 25th. This video itself
is a modern
telling us
way to cross out Christ from Christmas. The truth is actually the exact opposite. The letter X isn't the English letter at all. It represents the Greek letter chi, which is the first letter of the name Christos. Using X as a
Is
shorthand
his
for
name
Christ
Christoph Smith
has
too,
been a
or
sacred
is it
tradition in the church for over 1,000
Chris
years,
Kringle?
used by
Why
medieval
saying about
monks
all
and
these
scribes
names?
to save space on expensive parchment. So, when you see a sign that says Merry Xmas, it isn't a secular war on religion. It is technically a more historically accurate and deeply religious abbreviation than writing the whole word out in English. 10. Nutcrackers are designed to crack nuts. You see these wooden soldiers everywhere, standing
Yeah,
guard
what
with
the
their
fuck
big
this
teeth.
got to do
But
about
if you
Christ?
actually try to use a modern decorative nutcracker to open
Crazy.
a walnut, you will likely just break the doll's jaw. The wooden figures we buy today are purely ornamental. Originally, in German folklore, they were grotesque guardians meant to scare away evil spirits with their bared teeth, not kitchen tools. Over time, they became cute toy soldiers for ballets and shelf decorations. So we fill our homes with tools that have lost their only function, proving we care more about the aesthetic of eating nuts than actually eating them.
Programming,
11.
bro.
Jesus was not born in a stable. The classic nativity scene with the wooden barn and the animals is based on a translation error that has persisted for centuries. The Greek word kataluma, often translated as inn, actually means guest room. Joseph was returning to his ancestral village, so he would have stayed with family, not checked into a Motel 6.
Oh my God.
Since the guest room was already full of other relatives,
You hear
Mary
this?
and Joseph likely stayed in the lower level of the house where animals were brought in at night to keep them safe. So, Jesus wasn't born in a lonely barn because a rude innkeeper slammed the door.
And look how they still got it being a white man.
He was
Africa.
born in a
We're talking
crowded
about
family
Africa,
living
man.
room surrounded by curious cousins and goats.
All this happened in Africa.
12. Black Friday is the busiest shopping day of the year. Retailers love to hype up the day after Thanksgiving as the ultimate consumer apocalypse, but statistically, it is rarely the biggest day for sales.
Oh my
The
God.
actual champions...
I keep pausing the video. I'm sorry, but y'all know how I am. If y'all watch my videos, y'all know what I'm. Y'all still watching this video. Appreciate y'all much, man. We aren't even monetized on this video. This just shows how much I actually just want to help individuals to unleash themselves and get out of this corporation illusion of spell. Because that's what it is. You walk into the grocery stores, they're paying what? Christmas carols, spelling your ass. And then you walking around, you start whistling and shit, the damn lyrics that have nothing to do with Christ consciousness and awakening. It's just like, what is this? And I know exactly what it is. It is programming. Let's say I create a video game. Let's use Minecraft for instance. Because I love playing Minecraft. I literally create so many villages in Minecraft. And then I spawn my own little people in there they got the eggs, and you just spawn them in there. You know, I make the whole village for them. I make the house, I put the bed there, I put the cows and chickens and goats and stuff like that. I make a lake for them. I even make a damn clubhouse for them. Is that not what's going on here now? They created this whole facade. They gave you Christmas, Halloween, Easter, all these sacrilegious things to do, and you're following it. So that means you're programming, bro. Get out of the programming. I'm gonna end this video right here because it's about to go in 20 minutes, and the editing, YouTube don't like to be whatever. But hey, no judgment. You guys, everybody's in a different part of their journey. But take this video. Honestly, people that still celebrate Christmas ain't clicking on my videos because they just don't want the band-aid to come off, and they know I'm gonna rip that joint off real hard, almost to where it's gonna bleed again, and you're gonna have to heal naturally. But we know what we do, man. Like, subscribe, and comment, and comment down below whichever videos y'all want to see.